In today's tutorial, we're learning how to make this really cool poster design for your Pokebowl in Canva in just a few minutes. We'll also learn how you can make some social media variants from the same design in just a few simple clicks. So in the first part of the tutorial, we'll look at creating the design in a vertical landscape format, and then we'll transition in the second part to the social media variants. And we're starting from a blank canvas. Now first we want to change the background color. So select the background, then go to background color. And here let's type in a light blue, see what we can find. Look for any nice light blue backgrounds. If you don't find any of the colors, you can always remove the text, click on the color wheel, and then adjust it until you have the light blue that you want or the color that you want. I'm going to go a bit more towards the green. There we go. And I'll go for this color. Next, I want to add the object of the design to the slide. So I'm going to the elements, and here I want to type in Pokeball. You can choose whichever one you like, or you can upload your own pictures. I'm going to go for this one. It looks nice and fresh. And I'm going to go for the background remover to remove the background. Adjust the crop marks like this. And then we're also going to give it a little bit of a drop shadow. So go to Edit, Shadows, and then choose Drop Shadow. I'm not sure yet which angle I'm going to take, so I'm going to increase the blur amount, reduce the intensity. Like this, it looks like it's standing on a nice plain background. So that's already a pretty good effect. Now let's add some text elements. Go to text, and here we want to select the title. Let's type in the word Pokeball, and then increase it in size. I'm going to make it larger than the canvas itself. And let's see if we want a nicer font. I think I'll go for something more playful. I think this one, the intro rust, will be perfect for this design. Let's make it white. Select the text first, make it white. And then we're going to increase it a bit more so it meets both edges of the slide. You can always use this toggle switch here to zoom out and get an overview of the design. I'm going to put it at the top and also add some transparency to it, so it's very subtle in the background. Position, send to back. And now I'm going to hold the Option and Shift or Control Shift if you work on Windows and drag the layers down to create copies. I'm going to leave a little bit of space in between the words until it covers the entire slide. I think this already looks quite good. Now let's add some elements to the slide. So for that I'm going to Elements, and let's type in Shape, click on See All, and now we want this a rectangle with one side rounded. I'm going to add it in the middle, and then let's increase it in size until it sort of meets the proportion of the bowl that we have. It can be a bit larger. Position, Layers, and let's drag it underneath the image here, but still above the text. If you want, you can always select all the text boxes, so select one, hold Shift, and select the bottom one to select them all, and then Ctrl G to group them together, or a right click and group or ungroup. Now this color is a bit weird, so I'm going to give it the same color as the background color, so that light blue. This way it sort of looks like it's a part of the image to which we have not added the text, so it's kind of giving a nice design feel already. You can always increase it in size if you want more or less of the letters covered. I think I'll do it like this, and then place the object perfectly in the middle. Now of course we want to add some text elements to the slide, so I'm going to text again, maybe a nice subtitle. Let's call it Delicious Pokeballs. I'm going to make it all caps, and now I'm going to the Effects tab, and I'm going for a curved effect. So we can see the text is now curved, but we can also inverse the curve by dragging the handle here and dragging it to the other side, trying to meet the curve of the bowl. And you can always increase it if you want, and just play around until you have around the same size or the same curvature as the bowl. So it looks like it's placed there on purpose and handwritten around it. So that's a pretty cool effect. You can select it, and with the arrow keys you can nudge it to the left or to the right or top or bottom. For the font, I'll also go for something else. Let's try if we use the intro rust. I think that looks quite good. But you can also use any other font that you like. For example, the Montserrat, the Demi-Bold, that is a very neutral font that you can always use. So depending on what you want, I think the background text is already pretty heavy, so I'll go for a lighter version on this. And then maybe a website where they can find this. So add some text, and let's type in the website, www.your website.com. Of course, here you'll add the information. You can add your phone number, you can add anything that you want. Maybe some elements to finish it all off. What could work with a Pokeball? I think some chopsticks. Oh, I'm in the text, so I'll go to elements again. And here type in chopsticks. We're looking for transparent ones. I think these might look nice if we put them towards the side. Let's make them realistic in size. So usually if you put them over the bowl, they sort of cover the bowl like this. Not sure if you should take a few that are put together a bit more. I kind of like this lighter version a bit better. So I'm going to put them on top or maybe right on the side. I think from the top is better. You can always add some shadow to this as well. Edit shadow and drop shadow. Of course, this is quite a lot, so I'm going to increase the blur by a bit and then reduce the intensity until you sort of match what's happening with the bowl. That way it looks realistic. What else could work is maybe some soy sauce. Go to photos and then look for one of the top views because we also have a top view on the bowl. I think this one could work, but it's a bit plain. So I'm going for this one and then remove the background. I think it has an interesting shape to it. And then we can place it on the other side. And also here we can edit and add some shadow, drop shadow, reduce the intensity, increase the blur, maybe increase the distance if you want, and then also make it larger. And there we go. This already looks quite cool. Now let's see how we can animate this. And for that, I'm going to duplicate the page. So we always keep an original copy. And then on the second page, I'll animate the components. The main one is the graphic here in the back and the Pokeball. So I'm going to group those together so they act as one shape. And then I'm going to animate them. And let's use a rise transition on those. For the text, I'll also use an animation. A wipe could be nice. So we have this wipe effect around the corner. The text can be just a baseline. And let's see if we can select the text here in the background, the grouped elements. Animate. We don't want it too much. Maybe if we ungroup them, they will act as one shape. So we can, I think this looks quite cool if we use a subtle pan effect. That will work. It also seems like the background shape is not animated, so I'm going to try to animate it separately. Animate, rise as well. And then these, I think they can either fly in or pop up, but then reduce the speed. You can always open up the timeline, select the elements, right click, show timing. And here we can have a look if we want, for example, the chopstick to show up at a later place. Same with the soy sauce. We can adjust that here. Let's duplicate the page once more. Get rid of everything. So that way we have a clean slide to work from. And then as soon as we click, we transition and then the animation starts. Let's preview this. And this is how you create this really cool pop-up effect in Canva for your Pokeball. It's a nice poster design or social media graphic that you could use. Now let's have a look at how we can customize this for other social media posts. So for that, I'm going to resize and, for example, look for a Instagram post. Let's go for a 4x5. So we have the full real estate that we want on the screen. And then let's say copy and resize because we want to make a copy of this presentation. Open it up. And here we can see, let's work on the final one. We have some of the elements. I'm going to increase those. And here we can see it's looking a bit weird because the word is quite large. But drag them across the screen and duplicate them downwards. And let's start with this. There we go. Let's lock the elements for now. So we can easily grab the other selections, grab everything else, and increase it in size. I think this is a bit large, so I'm going to reduce it. And then we also have to reduce the text or the graphic elements here. So I'm going to put them here. Let's not distort it, so let's make it like this. And then try to fit everything in nicely. Of course, we want to give enough space to the subject of our post and then your design. If it's too light, you can always select the colors and, for example, give it a darker color so it stands out a bit more. I think this one will look quite good. And then the chopsticks, you can rotate them, you can adjust them. Same with the soy sauce. Maybe make this bold. You can really create some variations. And then if we preview this, and this gives us a nice Instagram post to work with the same animated components for your design. So it's a nice way to convert the original design into a social media variant. Thanks a lot for watching, and if you want to learn more about Canva, make sure to drop a follow and watch the video on the screen right now.